Goswami is going to hear this. I'm sorry, bro.
Bro,
I'm sorry
Tanvi
for.
likes you and she wants a job, so please don't be
Oh
angry
please.
at
Oh
her.
please, please.
Hey guys, I'm Shrey Desai, and this is the Soulcast podcast, a podcast where we rant about random stuff, and that's it, it's a rant. So take a break, put your headphones in, relax, and enjoy this episode.
The definition of journalism that we have seen like throughout so many years, it's constantly changing. Okay, what journalism was back then is not what is journalism right now. So it's very different. The concept has changed, the perspectives have changed. There are a lot of biases that have come in. Now, when we were studying, a lot of time our professors used to tell us that it's okay to put a perspective out there. But then even a perspective is a biased perspective because there are a lot of things.
But then, as a
So yeah.
journalist, don't you feel like a journalist's part that they don't put a perspective out there as to say, but then you put out what the news is, or you just convey the message? A journalist is reporting a news. I feel I don't want his perspective on what the news is. I just want to hear the news as it is. Positive or negative, that's up to the people largely to decide. And I feel like journalists are now playing the part of judge, jury, and executioner where they decide what the perspective is, who is guilty, who is innocent, and who is doing the crimes or who is doing great. And I feel that's not what journalism actually is supposed to be. Like, I'm not a journalist, or I'm just a regular person.
But I get your point where, like nowadays what's happening is very often we see that, okay, journalism is about keeping perspective. Okay, there's this side also of the story and there's that side of the story also. Like just keep it there. Just let the people decide what it is all about. But then that doesn't happen. When one side of the story is cut out and a certain, idea is put out there, people are going to take it in different ways. Obviously, everybody's perspective is different on different issues. But as a journalist, I think it's our responsibility that we keep like both sides. If I'm reporting something, I think it's very important and necessary that if I'm putting Shrey's side on the paper, I think I should put Tanvi's side on the paper also.
Yeah, that's very important because all the times that the two parties that involve they don't have the same ground. Sometimes one party is highly influential and the other party is not that influential. As we see in the recent case, like we had one case where a Zomato driver was accused of on part of delivery, and the person who did the complaint was an influencer, and she got a lot of support from the media. And I'm not talking just about journalism in this aspect. I'm talking also about a media where an influencer can be considered as a person of influence. But then again, she had a lot of influence already, and she put her story out there without we considering the Zomato guy's side, and he didn't have any influence. He was doing his job. We didn't listen to him, and people were already like, no, he's guilty. We have decided.
I think that's what happens when there are a lot of media trials. This is one of the cases that have happened, and that has been come into notice. Like, okay, there are two sides of the story. Heard one side, and I think now it's time that we start hearing the other side too. There was other story because I'm just giving an example because you said about it. So there was a story that a certain person, a girl, had basically been molested or something, and she had put out a story, and the guy apparently, now I don't know if who is guilty or who's not guilty because I didn't follow up the story but she put out a story out there on her social media account. I think he told or something on Facebook and he couldn't handle it. He did. I think he died by suicide. And that's very, that's what media trials does to people. Certain people can handle it, certain people cannot handle it. And just because we have a platform, I think we need to start being responsible also of that. Just because we have, like, okay, we have, meko karna hai, so I'm just not going to just be like, okay, I'm just going to type this out and this is going to be out there. Okay. No, that's not how it happens. anything that you put out there is seen by lots and lots of people. Even if it's influencer, even if you have like normal followers, not a big personality, you still have that, you can create an opinion. You can create a positive or a negative opinion. And it's going to affect the larger society, because people are going to be like, okay, just because you get a lot of support on social media doesn't make you right, and just because you don't have a lot of support on social media doesn't make you wrong. And that's what I think people don't understand. That's what is the bad part about like the entire social media fiasco that is going on around right
And
now.
also I feel like somewhere we also play a very crucial part in all this, because somewhere I feel like media is out there to be put by people. Like people won't stop making bad media or good media. People are going to make movies. They're gonna conduct interviews where they scream at other people. They're gonna keep doing that. But somewhere I feel like it's up to us what we follow, because as we see, there are some people who follow blind stunts done by Salman Khan and every like other people in their movies, and they blindly follow trends and think it's super cool to follow trends. Do you think like movies and media have an effect on people where it's like a negative effect? And how important is it to be responsible with what content you're putting out there?
One of the major problems is that, it's okay to be competitive, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong to be competitive, because competitive doesn't, like, I have to put news out there. Okay? That's how it started. Like, CNBC started 24/7 news channel, and that's how we adopted it. Okay, now we want to have like 24/7 news channels also. And then there's a constant urge, even in the audience as such, because we constantly want something, some updates that's going on. So now on, whenever you're seeing news, you'll see all those viral videos are also being. Media is not supposed. News channels are not supposed to be that. News channels are supposed to tell you news, and there's not necessarily that there's always something going on. People who, or the audience who consumes such content, has to understand that okay, there are going to be hours where there's no news. Okay, you don't have to need to differentiate what is news and what is not news. What was the last part of the question again? I forgot.
Okay, yeah.
Like the
So
importance.
do creators that make movies, media journalists, documentaries, and other creators that make movies, do they need to be responsible with what content they're putting out there? Because okay,
See, there are a lot of factors that play in, right? Because as an audience, if you see Kabir Singh ka box office, it was a hit film.
exactly.
People like to people like to consume such content, and that's where I think as people we go wrong, because we're like, we won't watch something that is like a documentary or maybe on a Nirbhaya case. There are different. We need to start focusing on like what issues we want to actually talk about. Like there are farmers issues going on. There's that going on. Talk about those issues. We really are not. As audience, I think we should start differentiating between what is relevant content and what is not. But then again, because we have such a diverse place and everybody like comes from a different background, I think that is what happens, because there are different sort of people. Like, okay, we in the city, we understand, okay, we are aware, we are not ignorant. I won't say we are not, like, I won't generalize it, because some city people are also ignorant. But then, in the other parts of the world, there's still not development happening. So the change has to come. But I think this is the movies and everything that we put out there, and them getting influenced by it. Because initially, even we as city people, we were also affected by it. Later on, we educated ourselves and we were like, okay, yeah, this works and this doesn't work. But then they consume that content. They don't think of like, okay, this is wrong and this is right. It's just making influence on their mindset. And that is where we as content creators and people who consume it, we should understand, okay, no, I don't want to, watch this, and I want to watch this. The switch has to come, but it doesn't usually, because it's all about entertainment.
do you feel somewhere that due to the COVID pandemic and due to movie theaters shutting down and online streaming platforms which focus on good content coming out and people subscribing to them, do you feel that our generation is getting better types of content to watch in terms of movie and TV shows instead of just watching movies that are not that good?
I think the consumption is changing. Okay, I won't say that the consumption is not changing. Yes, we are realizing, that okay, this is not the movies that I want to watch, and this is the content that I want to watch. Yes, there is change, but whenever I speak about something, I always say that just don't see it from a point of view of a person who's sitting at home, has a laptop and is watching Netflix. Don't just see it from that point of view, because that's your point of view. There are other point of view also out there in the world. Like, people are there from the villages where there's no internet. How are they consuming content? That also affects the mindset of the people. And whenever we talk about India, or whenever we talk about consumer behavior or content consumption as such, usually what people consider is people in the city. Somewhere is, Delhi is considered, or Mumbai is considered. That is not India. They are part of India. Like, they are cities of India. And you have to understand that, okay, there's a larger section of the society which is still out there, who doesn't have Netflix, who doesn't have and they don't have a choice also. They have radios. We still have radios in India. We are still not out there where everybody is like on a digital platform. So the content on, not just on OTT platform should change. The content overall should change. And which is not an easy task, okay? Because we have changed, we have developed, but there are some cities, some places, and it's not about even cities, It's about the people actually. If the people are of a mentality, okay, that I'm going to consume this content, then it's fine. But then other parts of the world, other parts of India, where there's no development, there's no internet, I think they're still consuming the same content that is out there that people are putting. Like, that's going to happen. They are going to watch that. They're going to get influenced by that. And how are we changing that? Very often we tend to mix up our biases with what content we make. So we mix up everything.
That's human,
like,
I feel.
Okay, and that's what influences a lot of people, because he has a board, like you said, has someone who's a chief. He's going to have if not on people like you and me, there are people out there who's going to listen to his voice and be like, okay, yeah, he's saying the right stuff. Oh, come on, he has such a huge responsibility on him. Why would he say something like that? He must have, experienced something, or maybe it's actually true. People do think like that. And that's when you start understanding, okay, a lot of people have a lot of influence, and sometimes biases become people's opinion because of the person's whatever profession that he does. That's what happens in case of journalism.
I mean, at one point of time, some people thought Hitler was also right.
I don't think it's the person's fault entirely. Because, like I said, and like I've been saying throughout this interview, I don't think it's the journalist's fault alone. Yes, he didn't verify, he didn't do his job, yes. But I think that's what comes with the job. Like, when I started doing like this whole journalism thing, okay, and the constant pressure on me was to find news. Like, find news. Okay, yes, I know I was a city reporter, okay, so I was reporting Thane, basically. That's the pressure on the journalist to, constantly keep giving news. Like, okay, this is the news, how are we supposed to do that? Then we'll start making errors, and that's what happens in most of the cases. No, I don't want to put it like, because I come from that profession, that's the reason why I'm also putting it. I'm not saying that it's not his mistake, okay? People hearing this, I'm not saying that it's not the journalist's mistake that he posted a fabricated news. It is his responsibility to check it. I had a conversation with a late trained, I just recalled this whole incident where I was talking to, I think you on the phone, okay? And I just cut the call, and then there was this lady who was right in front of me sitting, and she goes, "Oh, how much did you score in some topic, okay?" And then she asked me, "Okay, how much did you score?" And I was like, "Yeah, I scored, whatever my percentage is. I don't want to brag." So, and then she goes, "What do you take as a profession?" And I was like, no, she asked me, "She kya liya?" So I was like, "Okay, I took pass." And she was looking, she was doing something, and she goes up and she goes, "Why did you take us with such a nice percentage? That's such a waste." And the expression that she gave me was literally like, I'm so sorry for this, but she was an elderly woman, but I wanted to punch her face right at that moment. Because this is just perspective that, okay, if you got so much percentage, you want to go women. What if
Sometimes I feel like the situation is almost like testing you, like
do it, like it's screaming inside your head, and
you're sitting on a plane and suddenly
bad.
after takeoff a baby starts crying. Why can't I just jump off this plane? Anyways,
no,
that's how journalism makes me feel. It's like a crying baby in a plane, and the baby is Arnab Goswami.
I was like, "You're going to throw the baby off the plane." I was like, "That's dark, don't say it. This is going to go on your podcast."
I want to throw the baby off the plane, but then I would have to face the rest of the plane with all the passengers looking at me like a psycho. So it's better I just jump off.
No, then if the baby was Arnab Goswami, then there are the passengers on the train and just on the plane would not be just like normal passengers. We all know who they will be.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I don't want to throw the baby off the plane. I'd rather jump myself if I'm in a plane. Hey guys, that's it for this podcast. I hope you liked this session. Do let us know if you have any suggestions. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you next time.